Hello, welcome to a book obsession. I'm Ashley Gunn. This is going to be a book review of Origin, the fourth book of the Lux series by Jennifer Armentrout. For any of you who would prefer not to have spoilers, you're going to want to start at the first book review of the series, which is Obsidian. There's a playlist where all of them are in order, and you can go ahead and go through them as you read through the series so that there are not any big spoilers for you. For everybody else, like I said, this is going to be a review of Origin. Jennifer Armentrout is going to just completely blow your mind. The first thing that you need to know is she's going to introduce an entire new breed of aliens, and we're going to get to that. The main purpose of this book, as you could probably guess, is that at the end of Opal, Katie is captured. Jennifer is going to use this opportunity with Katie in the Department of Defense for us to really get an inside view of what the system looks like. What they're really doing with the Luxon, the relationship they actually have with different aliens, and whether or not some of the preconceived notions that the aliens who don't live at the DoD have of the Department of Defense and whether they're actually legitimate or not. There's obviously going to be some secret stuff going on because of the fact that, like we knew before, the Department of Defense knew about Onyx and mutants and the other aliens didn't. So the Department of Defense is obviously going to know things that will be uncovered as Katie stays there. Pretty much everything that Dawson and Beth tell you happened while they were incarcerated by the Department of Defense. Katie will live through some version of it, and a couple of other things that they weren't discussed. Through Kaylee's daily routine, you're going to start to question each individual person and whether they are good or bad versus the entire department, or at least I did, I should say. It becomes a really interesting dynamic to see how each one of them treat Katie and the way that they think of aliens as a whole. Obviously, the one thing I haven't talked about is Damon. So, without being told, you could probably know Damon is going to be trying to rescue Katie. I'm not going to get into that too much, but I will say it's going to play probably over 4/5 of this book is going to involve Damon. Like I said, Jennifer's going to introduce an entire new version of aliens, and that is where this book gets its name. It's the Origin. I'm not going to go into the talents and powers of the Origin because Jennifer unravels the abilities and powers through the storyline as they're used. I don't want to ruin that for you. And if you know what they are, then you could easily pick up on when they're about to come into play. I don't want that for you. So instead, I'm going to give you a general idea of what they are because it is an amazing idea. Origin originally are basically a child of a mutant human and a Luxon. So Beth and Dawson, for instance, or Katie and Damon would be a perfect set of parents for an Origin. The Department of Defense actually encourages couples like them to have a child, and then they kind of infuse the child with different medications and experiments to try and form a perfect alien being. The Department of Defense's idea is to use these hybrid type children and as they grow up, teach them to be loyal so that the humans have another defense. Now, I will tell you, it's difficult because, like I said, a lot of these Origin are children. Sometimes, there are kids involved in fights, and there are kids that are threatened. At one point, one of the Origin are not behaving the way that the DoD wants them to, and they flat out tell him that they're going to kill him if he doesn't behave well, it's difficult when it's a kid. And actually, in the book, I think that Katie definitely feels that way as well. She, you look at this child and you see a child, you don't see an alien, and so the idea that the DoD could just be so heartless about it is a very interesting concept. It makes this series very unique to have children aliens that are also children soldiers. I really enjoyed that part of the storyline, and I hope you do too. There's not too much more I want to talk about with the storyline because, as always, I try to keep the big spoilers to myself. If there are any spoilers that you personally would want, like always, go ahead and email me, and I will email you back. I just don't want to ruin it for everybody. From here, we're going to go to the last book of the series, Opposition. Like I said, guys, this is an incredible series. I've absolutely enjoyed it. Like I said at the very first book, this is the very first series of aliens that I've been able to get through, and I was lucky that it was such an incredible book. Jennifer wrote an incredible series. So if you have any questions, like I said, put that in the comment section, email me, whatever you choose to do. Like this video if you like it, and subscribe if you want my videos every Tuesdays and Thursdays. Thank you all for joining me. I will see you again soon.